A messy weather game in Denver, and the Patriots are dancing. And man, Sam Darnold, he didn't choke this time. I'll have to own up. The Manchild Show with Boy Green Digital starts right now.
Let's go! It's time for the talk to you. Cause when it's born, it's always coming through. If Boy Green is always on the scene, it was gonna always bring to life again. So get ready, get ready, cause here they come.
Hi, everybody. Happy Monday. Manchild Show with Boy Green Digital. It's our live show coming off the big football games on Sunday. Back to a kind of a normal routine, Boy Green, right? You know, like Sunday, early game, late game. I know they pushed him back to get him into prime time, so to speak. But yeah, I mean, there you go. You know, it is what it is. It was just kind of nice to get into a normal routine, not to have to set Saturday aside as well. The whole weekend is football. I know that never goes over well with the wife. I know some of us don't have these problems, but I do. So it's nice to just to be able to have Saturday to do family stuff and Sunday to do some football stuff, which was a lot of fun. Boy, that first game was agonizing to me. If I saw another field goal kicker miss another field goal, I was going to puke. But the late game certainly made up for it. It was the one that I was looking more forward to watching. And as I said there in the tease open there, yes, all right. So, you know, it's good to be right. And it's every once in a while we get to gloat about the things we have right. And then sometimes we're wrong. And I was wrong. Sam Darnold did not choke on the bone. He did not throw picks to the other team. He simply played great football, which I'm sure doesn't make a lot of your Jet friends all that happy. Or maybe it does. I don't know if it does or it doesn't. I know you still root for the guy. I don't understand that. He's abandoned your place. He was cast off. He stunk for you. And somehow you still root for him. I don't root for Daniel Jones. I can't stand that guy. I hope he fails miserably. I hope he has another terrible season. You know, well, he didn't have a terrible season, but I hope he has a terrible season if he returns with the Indianapolis Colts this year. I have no mercy for Daniel Jones anymore. I'm not happy for him if he does well. For some reason, you're happy for Darnold. Tell me. I don't understand this. Go ahead.
Yeah, there is some Jet fans out there in the universe and other analysts that have used this as an opportunity to dunk on the Jets because we drafted this guy in 2018. As a matter of fact, I was in your house when the Jets drafted Sam Darnold. I recently reshared that video on social media last night. Jordan McGee, unbeknownst to me initially, was recording my reaction, and I didn't know. And then all of a sudden, third overall pick. And then I went, oh, my God, Jordan was recording me. So I had no idea I was being filmed. And then there you go. Sam Darnold was drafted. But I think the thing for me, other Jet fans can speak for themselves in the audience, the thing that makes it a little bit of an easier pill to swallow, although it stinks because I wish he was taking my team to the Super Bowl, is that the reason Sam Darnold didn't succeed with the Jets were not all on him. Joe Douglas, so the Jets drafted Sam Darnold before Joe Douglas got there. Joe Douglas gets there in 2019. And he made a promise to Sam Darnold's parents in the first preseason game. He brought him in and a reporter was close. And he says, I promise you, I'm going to provide protection and playmakers for your son. And it goes viral that Joe Douglas made this promise to the kid. And then he did exactly the opposite. He didn't build him an offensive line. He didn't get enough wide receivers and all these things. And Sam Darnold struggles. And a lot of Jet fans would say that the reason Sam Darnold failed is because the Jets did not fulfill the promise they made. You know, it stinks because now the Jets seemingly have those things. They have Garrett Wilson. They have Breece Hall. They have this offensive line that you feel good about, but no Sam Darnold. So now we're back in the purgatory of the mess. So I think that's it for me, is that as I'm rooting for Sam Darnold, well, first off, I mean, I'm rooting for Sam Darnold because I hate the New England Patriots. So
I'll be rooting for Darnold this weekend too. So
okay.
So yeah, don't worry. I'm all team Sam now.
Beautiful.
But this wasn't about being team Sam or being against Darnold. Obviously, as a Giants fan, I have no stake in the Darnold thing. Sure. But like I said, if I was to make the comparison between Daniel Jones and the Giants, I don't want to see Daniel Jones succeed. Like, I'm not wishing a pox on his family, but like, you know, I'm kind of Riley smile if he continues to fail, because we gave him his shot and he didn't deliver. He didn't deliver in New York. And the same thing goes for Sam Darnold. I don't see how it's any different. He didn't deliver in New York. I mean, let's call a spade a spade. He has gone somewhere else. Now, you want to blame it on the coaches? Want to blame it on ownership? You want to blame it on other things? Go ahead and blame. The guy did not play good football for the Jets. Period. End of story. The guy was singing Ghosts, for crying out loud. Our memory of Sam Darnold in New York will be, I'm seeing bleeping ghosts. Are you serious? And you want that guy? You want that guy quarterback in your team? I don't.
And by the way, now he plays against the team in which he was making those comments about. It was the New England Patriots on Monday Night Football. So that was the team he did it against. So now this is either going to be the ultimate comeback story that he's been cast off by all these teams. He got traded to the Panthers, leaves the Panthers, goes to the 49ers, leaves the 49ers, goes to the Vikings, leaves the Vikings, goes to Seattle. And the perfect Super Bowl is, the team that everyone has the greatest joke about me for, I beat, or he loses and that haunts him forever, pun intended, I guess, with all the ghost stuff. But Lurch, real quick on Sam Darnold, before we just give you a pass, 350 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, 69% completion percentage. And when the Seattle defense, which was the calling card all year, didn't play up to snuff, Sam Darnold put the team on his back and made unbelievable throws throughout this NFC Championship game. So come on, Lurch.
It's a good performance. I can't deny it. I'll take the heat. I mean, I don't.
Great performance.
The guy has, in the big spots, been bad. And he needs to do one thing to change that narrative. And that means in the big spots, now he needs to do well. And we have seen quarterbacks turn it around. I just wasn't sure that he would. But he did in this game. Now he has another more important game in 2 weeks that he needs to do it again. Because if he shows up in that one, and does, some of the things he's done in the past, like what he looked like in the playoffs last year for Minnesota, then we'll be talking another thing. And now this game becomes a one-off, a kind of a lucky thing, kind of, an outlier, as we call it. All right. And the prevailing win remains Sam Darnold, given the biggest stage, does not deliver. Now, I am rooting for him, not against him. Opinions aside, I am rooting for him because there is no way that I want the Patriots to win another Super Bowl right now. I mean, that is
these are the luckiest bastards of all time. Larry.
They've had the easiest schedule.
And look at that playoff path.
If Bo Nix plays in that game yesterday, based on how that game played off and how close it was, I have to believe that the Broncos probably win that game. I mean, you can't, I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know how Bo is going to play, but he's a significant upgrade from what Jarrett Stidham laid down there yesterday. I mean, Jarrett Stidham looked like a guy who hasn't thrown a football in a meaningful game, in a regular season game, in 2 years. That's what he looked like. Sean Payton tried to sell us a bill of goods, and I know the weather was a factor, and New England didn't exactly light it up either, but May made big plays when he had to. May used his legs when he had to. Stidham was just a sitting duck back there.
Although at first, when he immediately drives them down the field, scores a touchdown on a bomb throw that gets them close, and then they get it in, I'm like, hey, I was right on Jarrett Stidham. Hey now, which by the way, 2-0 once again in the picks over the weekend. This may be one of the greatest playoff picking runs of all time, Lurch. I've gotten one game wrong this entire time, and that is Bills Jags, and I lose on, unfortunately, it was like a half a point or something. But besides that, all my other playoff picks have been perfect. So the champ is here.
Again. I went 0-2 again this week. But come on. Let me ask you this. We'll dig into all these games. Let me ask you this.
Okay.
Why the heck did the Rams not kick a field goal when they were down there on that second to last time they had the ball? I was screaming, kick the field goal.
When they were down 4?
Yeah, I understand you're down 4. I understand you're trying to take the lead, but there's still plenty of time. They had timeouts. Kick the field goal and get it to 1. And now your strategy completely changes, and it puts pressure on Seattle to have to try to do something. They can't just sit, because they know if they give it back to you, all you got to do is get to the other side of the 50, and guess what? These kickers are making kicks. So it just shortens the field and changes everything. I was screaming, kick, and all these coaches go for it these days. And, of course, they didn't get it. Wasn't even a good attempt, to be honest with you. And then that ends up costing them because they would have had to drive down and get a touchdown. They didn't even really get close. That was just, to me, again, overthinking it from a coaching perspective. I love McVay. I think he's a bright, brilliant coach. I would love to have him coach in my team. But I think that was a tactical mistake. And I think it's one that if you look back at, you say, boy, you kick the field goal there, changes the game. There's still plenty of time in that game.
To be honest, the one I have a much bigger issue with is with the other game. Denver's up 7. They have a chance to kick a field goal, go
Yes.
up 10. And in my head, I'm watching it live. I'm like, oh my God, kick the field goal. Continue to put the pressure on the Patriots. You, New England, you are on the road. We're up in theory 10-0. It's a gimme chip shot field goal. You have your backup quarterback in it, Jarrett Stidham. Put the pressure on the other team.
Absolutely.
I get it. I get the greed. Greed is good. Greed is the essence.
Yes.
Blah, 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 blah.
You know what? Living and breathing loudly these days.
Right. Ooh, yeah, we could go up 10-0, but 14-0. Ooh. Like again, I didn't think about it twice. Kick the field goal, go up 10, put the pressure on the Patriots, and everything changed. And you fast forward all the way to the end of the game, you lose by 3. The weather conditions worsen, obviously, during the game, and it's a freaking blizzard out there, terrible conditions, and you can't do anything. But if you kick the field goal when the conditions were perfect, you go up 10, and then at a minimum, the entire end of the game plays out differently because we're either going to overtime or do people make different aggressive decisions. So, yeah, that is the one. While sure, you can make a case, the down 4, you make it down 1. Seattle has to do something because knowing you're up 4, you're like, the Rams got to score a touchdown. Fine with us. We trust our defense. We'll play the game. One, that's true. It plays other situations, but the bigger one, I have a much bigger problem with is Denver, New England. I understand trying to just go for the jugular. Your offense, you have an MVP at quarterback. You want to trust him in a big moment. I have no problems with that.
Yeah. All right. Well, look, I mean, decisions are decisions. The thing is, in the playoffs, they're magnified.
Of course.
And in these games that decide whether you're going to get a chance for that Lombardi, you got to make good decisions. You got to make sound football decisions. So you didn't like that one in the early game. I agree with you. I did not like McVay not kicking that field goal late. It just were a little too far out. Things weren't quite, cooking down there. It just looked like Denver. I mean, it looked like, they had tightened up. The opponent had tightened up on the in that red zone. Get your 3, get out, and you're still, getting into field goal range these days with these kickers who are so terrific. It's just a different ball game.
100%.
Oh, all right. We got to get into this and break it all down. By the way, I did hear from Ed Valentine, so we're going to do that later, Boy Green. So he's not going to be part of the live show. So just to let you know, again, inside joke. Don't worry about it, folks. So we're going to be with you live. We're going to do comments. We've passed the landmark, Boy Green, and I want to celebrate it. I want to first of all thank every single one of you who are watching right now. Every single one of you have taken the time to click that subscribe button, because every subscriber we get exposes us to more and more people and gives us the potential to grow even bigger and stronger and have more resources in order to make this thing better, to make it even better than it is now, which we really want to do. So, Boy Green, let's talk about the milestone. Go ahead. I'll
100%. Let's put it up here, folks. We have surpassed 500 subscribers on YouTube and over 200,000 views.
Fantastic.
Unbelievable. And again, it's not possible without you in the audience. So cool, Lurch. I mean, this is just an amazing milestone. And to be honest, I've done my YouTube channel, the Boy Green channel, which the show also streams live on. I had my 5-year anniversary in September a couple of months ago. And I've enjoyed a lot of success.
That's amazing.
I've just recently surpassed over 8,300 subscribers, and that's like an insane number, and it's really cool. But to restart, because me and you came together after our long radio careers together, we restarted in the digital world, and I was back to ground zero of starting with
zero subscribers.
Zero. And I'm like, man.
It feels good. It feels good.
Yeah, right. And I'm like, you know what? We got to... let me feel what this feels like again to earn. And again, you do it even at 8,300, you earn every subscriber. But to be at once you reach a certain sort of level, there's a little cachet. Oh, wow, this guy is, competent. This guy, perception wise, like, wow.
You get a little,
100%. There's some credentials here.
Yeah.
Like he's got enough of a following that people care about or think somewhat of what he has to say, and that's sort of interesting. And I'm very appreciative of that. But when you have to rebuild it from zero, and we both have relationships and friendships and everything else, and helped people join the army and trust in the brand of the radio show that was around for 25 years. But to start from zero in the digital world, there's something so humbling about seeing it grow incrementally, piece by piece by piece. And quite frankly, it makes you appreciate it a heck of a lot more. So thank you to the fans. This isn't it. We're not saying, all right, the lights out. Thanks, everybody. We reached our milestone and it's over. Hopefully this is the first of many milestones to share. But again, it's very touching that so many people came over from Boy Green Daily, which shout out to all you guys. And we came up with all kinds of new friends, family, and followers that have joined the group. And we'll have a lot of exciting news to share in the future on that, Larch.
Yeah, really cool. So again, thanks to everybody who's taken the time to click that subscribe, especially for those of you that show up for all of our live broadcasts, or checking us out for all the recorded stuff that we've been producing. I was saying we've produced over 550 videos in 6 months. It's almost 3 videos a day that we're cranking out there to give you content on the things that we cover on this channel. So I appreciate every one of you, whether you're a Jets fan, a Giants fan, a Bills fan, an SU basketball or a football fan, a Survivor fan. We expanded our brand into the Survivor world. We're going to be doing when Survivor 50 starts. This
Less than a month away, Lurch.
reunion season. Holy crap, we're going to be back late at night on Wednesday nights, extra late because these episodes are even longer.
Yeah, the first one's 3 hours, Lurch, I heard.
Oh
so we're going to be up at 11:30 at night or something.
We're going to have some late nights, but that's okay. We're in it. Listen, again, we're newcomers to digital, but we are not newcomers to work.
Right, absolutely.
I've done the radio, TV thing here in Central New York for 30 years, and Paul and I have worked together over 8 years. I think I don't even know what our anniversary is anymore. We'll be at a decade before you know it.
Yeah, right.
So we've been doing this work for a long time, and now we've just moved it over to the digital platform, and we're trying to every day adapt, figure out better ways, more clever ways to do it. We're trying very much to pay attention to every single one of you who joins us, whether it's in the comments, whether it's comments you make on our videos after the fact, whether you're in our live streams. What do you want more of? What do you want to hear about? What tickles your fancy? What interests you? Because that matters to us. We want to be viable to everyone in our audience as much as we can be. So we'll continue to evolve. We are not done evolving, that is for sure. And we are certainly not done, with some other cool things that we're going to do. Now, we do have a piece of business that we need to take care of here, Boy Green, on the 500 subscriber level, because we have been on a tirade of giving away stuff. I sent off some bobbleheads last week, and we should have a video shortly from Macho Talk Sports, who won this bobblehead. So we've sent off a Bobby Mercer autographed baseball. We've sent off some really cool stuff to some viewers.
1972 Jets official program.
And the program. Hep has that picture from the movie Slapshot. He won.
Oh, that's a good one. Sure.
So we've been giving away stuff.
Phil Larmer, right? Didn't you give away the David Tyree photo?
Yes, David Tyree autograph. That was our first giveaway. Yeah. So man, we've been giving away a lot of stuff, which is awesome. We'll continue to do that. And as our resources get better and as we continue to up our subscribers and our reach, you can expect that, those prizes will get even cooler and bigger and better. So
what's the next prize, Lurch?
Next prize, as you know, we've been talking about it for months, because we had this prize donated to us a bunch of months ago. And one of our fantastic sponsors, Played Again Sports, right here in Syracuse in the DeWitt Town Plaza, said, "Hey, I want to help you guys out." I said, "Oh yeah, you're welcome to help us out. How you want to help us out?" I happen to be down visiting with the owner, Sean, who's a great guy. And he said, "Hey, can I give you something to give away? And maybe you can incentivize it somehow, for your subscribers." I said, "Yeah, we'll do it for like a landmark subscription number." So I said, how's 500 sound? Because I think at the time, I don't know, we were at 250 or something.
Yeah, sure, maybe, yeah.
Let's go for it. 500 subscribers. He hands to me this brand new, and I have it right here. I'll pull it out. This brand new golf club, which is a Cleveland high bore driver. It's in the head cover right here. I'll pull it out here in a second. All right. But you get this beautiful leather head cover and the golf club itself. It is still wrapped up. It has not ever been hit on the golf course. So Played Again, as you know, specializes in, you bringing your, gently used sporting goods to them, getting some money, some store credit.
It's in the name. Play It Again.
It's fantastic. Right. So it's a great service. And there are Play It Agains, not just here in Central New York and Syracuse. I'm sure a lot of you who are watching right now from other places, there may be a Play It Again right in your neighborhood or in your city. So it's a franchise, but this local franchisee, Sean Hines, donated this golf club, and I said when we get to 500, we'll give it away. And so we have reached 500. What are we at? 509 or something like that.
Let me see. Let me get the updated number right now.
Last week, people have been really
508.
good. Okay, so we're at 508, and people have just been terrific in continuing to grow it. Our next big landmark for the YouTube world will be 1,000 subscribers. So we got a double.
Yeah.
But we're willing to work as hard as we can to get another 500 on board and get ourselves to 1,000. But I promised that we would give away that golf club. It's worth $400. Like I said, brand new. And if it's somebody that's local here, I will literally hand deliver it once this storm abates. Or if it's somebody that is outside the greater central New York area, we will pack it up and ship it to you directly. So, Boy Green, before the show, you and I got together and we drew a name out of all of our subscribers. If you were subscriber 508, okay, you were in the strong, because I announced on Boy Green show the other day over the weekend,
Boy Green Daily,
moved over the 500 mark, that I'm including anybody up until Monday morning before we do the show. Paul and I will get together about a half hour before the show. We'll randomize everybody, essentially put them in a little randomizer. Computers are great. They can just pick out a number and you just go, pick up. There's our guy. So we randomly pick someone, and I have his name right here, Boy Green, and he is getting this golf club. I hope he's a golfer. Or if he's not, maybe, he's got a dad or a brother or a friend or somebody.
Pay it forward,
is a golfer, because this is a great golf club. You want to use this thing. This is a fantastic piece of equipment. I wouldn't mind having it myself. I know Jamie, the FedEx guy, who I'm sure will be in the comments. I think I already saw him earlier. I was like, ooh, I'd love to win that thing. I'm sorry to say, Jamie, you did not win it. The winner is Boy Green.
Wait, here it is.
Drum roll here. I do not know this person, but thank you for subscribing. His name is Jason Graves. So, Jason Graves, congratulations. You've won yourself a brand new golf club. We will be in and we will find out where you are situated, and we will get this golf club to you either hand-delivered or by mail. You will receive this beautiful Cleveland Highbore XL driver. So, congratulations.
Jason
Graves. Bravo, bravo.
And again, one more time, you said that's Jason Graves there, Lurch?
Yes.
Okay, great. Congratulations to Jason Graves.
So another happy customer, as they say. I'm sure Jason will be very happy once he gets this.
I hope so.
And we're not done. We're gonna figure out, Boy Green. I gotta get something else together here. So I will. I've got some other cool stuff. We still have lots of cool things that we're hanging in our studio that I promised as we continued, we would give away some stuff. And some of it is very Syracuse-centric stuff. So let me see what's next. I will go through the archive of stuff that I have, and we will announce another giveaway shortly. And when we reach our next little landmark, maybe it'll be the 525 or 550 subscribers. We'll give away another thing.
Nice.
For all of you, just for being part of the program. Now, can we talk, Boy Green? I discussed with you, I now have merch for us, but we are not yet. When you reach 500 on YouTube, you can now do a few things, and we have been planning behind the scenes to do a few things. One of the things that we're able to do is we're able to kind of set up a little store, so to speak, inside our YouTube channel that, give you a little link that you click into. All right. And you can order Manchild Show with Boy Green Digital merch.
Sure.
So you and I would, again, knowing we were inevitably going to get to 500, talked about this together. And I said, I got an idea for our first piece of merch. We got to evolve here slowly and get a few things out. We're not putting out an entire wardrobe here. We're still just a very, very small little mom and pop shop. So, what do we want to do? And you and I talked about it. And our first piece of merch, as you know, I've already sent you one. So you have one.
You have. I have it. Yeah.
I have a few, as a matter of fact. So can I show the merch? Is it okay if I do that?
Do you think so?
I know we can't sell it yet, but it will be hopefully soon available for sale. Should I expose it or not? It's up to you.
You know what? Let's do it, but I'm going to have to go grab a drink immeditely for it.
Go grab a drink. And I'll, look, I got to unwrap it. It's like
okay, I'll be right.
Go ahead. He'll be right back. I've already given him or sent him one. Actually, Paul and I were together in the last week or so. And so I was like, this would be a great first piece of merch. So I promise you, folks, we just have to go through a couple of little technical things behind the scenes with YouTube to get approved to sell merch and to do some of the other things that we're going to do now that we've reached 500 subscribers. So it sounds like it's actually going to take a couple of weeks. I thought it would be almost instantaneous or maybe a couple of days. I don't know. Maybe we'll get lucky and the YouTube folks will be able to vet us rather quickly, and maybe it's going to be a little sooner, but I wouldn't count on it. So we'll keep you abreast as we go through kind of this application process that they make you go through as a YouTube owner when this will all come to life. But you know, I've been waiting for this day, 500, to give away the golf club, and I ordered the merch so that we would have it before we got to 500. And so it came in last week, and I was like, all right, we're gonna get to 500, and I've got the merch in. So Boy Green and I both have it in our hands. And have you put some beverage in there or something, Boy Green?
I have not yet, but I'm going
Okay.
to do it live right now.
Okay.
Have you shown it yet?
No, I have not shown it yet. No, I was
Okay.
just talking about it. I was doing all kinds of drum roll stuff. All right, so here it is. Am I going to show it now?
Yeah.
Here
Let
it
me
is,
go
our
full
first
screen so
piece
you
of
can see it.
merch.
There.
All right, and I always turn the wrong way. All right, so it is a pint glass, beautiful pint glass. As you can see, our new show logo on the front there, Manchild Show with Boy Green Digital. And if you spin it around, you'll see this new logo. It says 12th MC. 12th MC. Boy Green, any idea what 12th MC might mean?
12th mango cherry, maybe?
Very appropriate that we're unveiling this today, because the 12th MC was an abbreviation for the 12th Manchild, which was the name of my fantasy team a few years ago when I was in the 12 slot for the fantasy draft. So I was, we come up with these clever names every year for our fantasy teams. And I was like, I got a great idea. I'm picking 12th. I'm going to call myself the 12th Manchild, right? Just kind of play off the number 12. But then as I was thinking about it, and Boy Green enjoying a nice beverage out of that pint glass, I figured, you know what? What's kind of cool here is that the 12th man is a football term that any of you that know the Seattle Seahawks, who are now going to the Super Bowl, they pride themselves. They call their fans the 12th man. And that stadium, I think, reaches higher decibel levels than any stadium in the NFL. It's the way, I guess, they designed it, how many seats they have in the place, how the seats are facing. But, I mean, you heard it if you watched that game last night. That thing gets loud.
Oh,
man.
yes.
We're struggling at the line of scrimmage and in the huddle. Matthew Stafford was like down on one knee screaming at the offensive lineman so they knew what the snap count was and what the play was. So that place is insane, and we have seen that for years and years. So they call that the 12th man. So I thought a play on words, the 12th Manchild. The 12th Manchild is going to be the name of our new VIP club. So I know Boy Green has the Coffee Club,
yes,
named for his early morning Boy Green Daily Show. So our little group of soldiers is going to be called the 12th Manchild, and we actually have a logo, and that's our logo right
beautiful.
there.
Yeah,
the
there
12th Manchild logo. So this is going to be our first piece of merch that we're going to put out to you. Once we launch our 12th Manchild club, our little VIP club, we're going to give away a few of those to the first few people who sign up. So that's number one. So
it's not available yet. Not available yet.
And then we will I will get some more of them, and we will have them available in our store for sale.
Yes.
So that's going to be our first piece of merch for our little thing. Now, again, right, to reiterate, and I was saying this while you were away, Boy Green, we aren't there yet. We have to go through some paperwork with the YouTube people before we get final approval and can set up our store and can set up our VIP club. So we thought at 500, we'd just be like, snap, let's go. And we unfortunately found out over the weekend, we don't just snap and go. YouTube has to do this whole vetting process. So it'll probably be a couple of weeks. Maybe we'll get lucky and YouTube does it faster, like I said. But as soon as it's available, we will make the pint glasses available to you. We will give away for the first bunch of subscribers some free ones. So I'll pay them on my dime and ship them off to you on my dime so that you can enjoy them and have them as kind of our cool first piece of merch. So we got our first piece of merch. Really cool. Like this kind of exciting to have like your own thing. So, pretty cool.
Absolutely. And I see MFC with a super chat, which again will soon be available on the MC Show digital channel here. Congrats on 500 subs. Again, thank you very much. Nothing tastes quite as good as some green Mountain Dew in a MC12 cup.
There you go, baby. There you go. Very nice. So nice little double logoed cup, or I shouldn't say cup, pint glass. It is glass. It's nice.
Yes.
Got good quality.
Quite,
Again, always, finding the right merch person to deal with, the right company to work with is a little bit of trial and error. So I'm still playing around. I've got some other ideas for our second item, Boy Green. I think I'm already actually ordered a sample of what I think our second item will be. So by the time we get the store launched, Manchild will probably have at least a couple of different items for us to sell to our many people who are our subscribers. So again, thanks to all of you for being part of it, and thanks for making stuff like this, giving us the opportunity to make stuff like this available to you. It's just fun. It's just fun to create a brand, and it's fun to kind of, have an army of people who like what you do and follow what you do and are part and become literally part of the show. So we may host the show, but you're all part of the show. And that's kind of what this digital world is. I really love it. It's so cool that we're just sitting here talking and people are jumping in the comments, for instance. So let me just jump on over there right now.
Sure. Yeah.
You thanked MFC there. I saw a comment right at the top of the show here that I want to go back.
Sure.
I've got a lot of comments already today. And this was kind of cool.
While you're grabbing that real quick, MFC, another raffle ticket for you for our contest on Boy Green Daily. So congratulations, good
there
sir.
You go, MFC. Fantastic. All right, question for Boy Green and Lurch. I'm stuck in Ohio. Can you please help melt the snow so I can get home? Johnny Boy is stuck in Ohio. Johnny Boy, first of all, thanks for that. And gosh, I wish I were Father Nature or Mother Nature or whoever the one is that controls all this stuff. Boy Green was telling me he finally got outside his house today.
Oh, boy.
And it was above his knee. So in Oswego, New York, where he is, he's above the knee. So that's more than a foot for sure.
Although, as I was told by, I posted a video on my YouTube Shorts showing like, oh, look at the crazy weather, because not everyone deals with that. Not everyone's here in New York. And Indy says, I don't know if that's saying much. What's your knee to someone else's knee? And I went,
that's a good point. All is not very tall. But I still think it's above a foot. He should have gone out there with a yardstick or something. That's what I would have done.
Something more
here in the greater Syracuse area, because I'm a little closer to the city than Boy Green is. Where I live, we got about 8 or 9. I still have to go out and do my snow blowing brigade. And so I will do that after a bevy of interviews that we have. We have this live show. Ed Valentine, as I was mentioning, is going to join us today. So I asked Ed if he could get with us because the Giants obviously just hired a defensive coordinator. I want to talk to you about that, Boy Green. That means Jim Leonard is still available to the Jets. I know you're all hyped about that possibility, although it's starting to look more and more like Wink Martindale's going to be your guy. So we'll have to debunk all of that a little bit here as the show rolls on. It looks like it might be more Wink than it might be Jim. Although I like the name Jim because that's my name and that's a pretty good name.
By the way,
see where the Jets go here on this, but the Giants obviously hired a DC, and I've done a little quick reading on him. And
Gennard Wilson. Former Jet coach.
On it. Yeah, so you guys are a little bit familiar with him. I'm not incredibly familiar, but I like the pedigree. I like everything I'm reading about his style and how it probably will translate to the Giant defense. But Ed has obviously been debunking that. So Ed is going to join us a little after we finish the live show. We will record that interview, and then we will get it out to you this afternoon, folks. So you will have a fresh perspective, all you Giants fans, on their DC hiring. And why the Giants went this direction. So we'll do that with Ed Valentine, our Giants insider today. So, and we haven't even had a chance to talk to Ed about the hiring of Jim Harbaugh because we had John Schmelk on last week as a Giants insider.
John Harbaugh.
John Harbaugh, sorry. So yeah, I do it all the time. So did poor John.
And so did speaking of John,
it made me feel human again,
Yeah,
and I'm
John
not the
Schmelk,
only that says Jim, because Jim was around for a long time. I just think,
of course,
Jim was there first, and then John.
And they're close. It's Jim, John. They're they're close together.
You know what I'm talking about. I'll just say Harbaugh from now on to just.
There you go. Yeah, nice.
Coach Harbaugh. That's all.
That's professional. That's
very
professional.
Which Coach Harbaugh? And I'll be like, Coach Harbaugh. I'm not going any further. I'm too dopey.
Smart man. Yeah.
But yeah. So anyway, so we'll break that down with Ed. That'll be a nice conversation, and everything that's been going on. The Giants have been kind of doing a house cleaning of sorts, and they still have other positions obviously to hire. So there's a lot of talk there. The Jets, obviously, with all their firings, have a lot of positions to hire as well. So we can get into all of that stuff. But yeah, Ed Valentine coming later this afternoon. Go ahead, BG. I'm sorry.
Yeah, a couple of things here. No, first off, Brent Axe, for our Syracuse local people, that interview is up on the channel already. So for any of the Syracuse basketball folks, he did not hold back from what I hear. Unfortunately, was not part of that conversation A lot of Jets work came up this morning, which is good and bad. So shout out to that. So Brent Axe and Manchild, that Syracuse basketball is up. We're obviously doing our live show right now, so more content to come. In terms of the travel struggles, I have a lot of people in the industry who are having that because this is Senior Bowl week, Lurch. It's the premier. It's the premier all-star event. And not only has it been tough for media people who are covering it, players that were supposed to participate in said game and practices are having troubles trying to get over there. So,
everywhere. I mean, the whole East Coast, and a lot of the north part of the country is in dire straits, So, flights get canceled left, right, and center.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah. So we'll see. Long story short, we'll have a lot of content on that on the channel because Matt Lombardo, who's a good buddy of ours on this channel, he's going to be joining me. I think it's on Thursday morning now because of his flight troubles, because he's going to give us a live hit from the Senior Bowl to give us the latest on Jets draft stuff he's hearing over there, which is cool. There. So, oh my God, if he's able to get there. So a lot of craziness for travel. So sorry, Johnny boy, that sucks that you're in Ohio for whatever reason you're in Ohio, but bundle up, buddy. It might be a while.
And I'll tell you, man, if you don't have to be on the roads, don't go on them. I told Boy Green this. I'll break this quick story here, but I'm a seasoned winter driver. I've lived in the Northeast my whole life. I've been here in the Central New York area for half my life. We get blizzards all the time. Foot of snow is nothing. I've been here for 3-foot storms. It's just part of life up here. But I get snow tires on my car. I'm a smart driver in the snow. I know, how to brake correctly, how to, turn towards and get to back of your car if it skids out back in the right direction. I know all that defensive driving stuff, yada, yada.
Oh, yeah, right.
But I went out yesterday with the lovely. She wanted to go run an errand, and I was like, it's pretty bad out there. I don't know if I want to go out, but I suckered myself in. I didn't take my car. I took her car. Because she's got an SUV and I've got a regular sedan. And even though I've got snows on my car, I was just like, it's just a short distance. My car's in the garage. I don't want to take it out. Hers had already snow on it. I was like, we'll just take your car. So we jump in her car and we're just going a mile up the road. That's it. A mile up the road, get what we need and get back. She wanted to go get something. So I said, okay. First time ever. Okay. The visibility was so bad and the roads were so slick.
Yeah.
And I'm only a couple of blocks from my house, and I'm trying to pull into this gas station right near my house. And the gas station is like a driveway, like, I don't know, 100 yards, 50 yards, where you have to go down to pull in, and then you come all the way up into the gas station. But there's no markers really, where the driveway kind of starts and ends. And it's coming in sideways. The windshield is, icing up. The wipers are not working well. The road is slick. And I'm trying to turn left into this driveway. Boy Green, I've never done this before. I missed the driveway by 50 feet. I overshot it by 50 feet, thought I was turning into the driveway, and I was 50 feet past it. That's how bad it was out. So I miss it by 50 feet. I mean, that's not missing it by 5 feet. That's not like rubbing a curb. I've done that. Everyone's done that in their life, right?
Sure.
I missed this damn driveway by 50 feet. And all I do, there's nothing there. This is just an open field in this area. It's just an open space. So I make a left into what I think is the driveway, except I'm just pulling into a field. Okay. And all of a sudden I hit a little curb, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, boom, I'm like this, the car's like this. And I'm like, oh my bleeping God, we're stuck. At this point, I get out of the car to see where I am, and I see the driveways like way over there. I'm like, what the heck? I missed the driveway by 50 bleeping feet. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. All right. Yeah. Well, I got a quick, nice story. I mean, nice things sometimes happen when bad things happen. So I'm in a ditch, basically. I'm not like way down where I don't think I can get it out, but my tires are just spinning. So I start doing all the routine things. Again, I'm experienced in winter driving. I get out the rubber car mats, pull those out of the car, stick them under the front tires because it's her car. Would you believe it? It's just an SUV. Her car only has front wheel drive. I'm like, are you kidding me? You have an SUV. If she had rear wheel drive, if she had 4-wheel drive,
you think you would have saved yourself?
The rear tires would have pulled us out because we weren't that far in and we weren't like down in a ditch. The car was just on a little bit of an angle, but the weight of the car was leaning forward. Obviously, the engine is in the front too. So I made a terrible mistake. This is all my fault, totally. But also blame it on the weather. It was horrible.
Of course.
So, long story short, the wheels are just spinning. So now I tried the rubber mats. That doesn't work. Now Good Samaritans who are on the road, and there weren't a lot of people on the road, but there's some people kind of trundling along, doing whatever they had to do. They're all stopping. And people are stopping. Are you okay? Can I help? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, I missed the driveway. I can't even explain it. But yeah, I'm just trying to get it out of this ditch here so that I can get back home. Just going back home. We're not even going to the store. I just want to get out of here. So before you know it, I have 5 good Samaritans who have pulled over and are now over here talking with me. I go over to, there was a gas, I was right near the gas station. So I walk over to the gas station and ask, can I borrow a shovel so I can clear out the area around the wheels? They lend me a shovel. Nice Samaritan there. I shovel out all around, clear out the whole area around the car. And I say, all right, let's all just try to push it out. So we got 5 people trying to push this car out of there. Spin, 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 spin. Got the rubber mats under there. Spin, 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 spin.
And 5 people too.
It's on ice. It's on ice. So all these very nice people, I want to thank them. I can't thank them personally. I don't know if any of them watching a podcast. Probably not. Yeah, but my nice
should have got a few more subscribers, Lurch. Hey, by the way, since we're all standing here, Manchild would have been good.
Meanwhile, I'm missing the football game. I'm missing the first half of the football game because, like a fool, I go out at 2:30 and the game starts.
Oh, Lurch, come on, man!
2:45, and I'm not getting out. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me! I'm missing the game.
Yeah, it's a championship game. Yeah.
Anyway, so the Samaritans don't get me out. So I say to them, "Thank you. We're gonna have to obviously call up. We need the tow rope. You know, you need the." Yeah. You know, you need them to reel you in, essentially, right? And all the tow trucks have that. So we have service. So, the wife gets on the phone. She calls the service. Meanwhile, I go return the shovel. I tell everybody, it's thank you. Just go home. Other people stop along the way because they see we're sitting in a weird way on our side of the road. They're like, what's going on with that guy? So
that's cool. That they pulled over.
To stop, and I keep shooing them away, saying, thank you. We're good. The tow truck's on the way. First, the tow truck says it's going to be 75 minutes. I'm like, oh, my God, I'm probably going to miss the whole game. This is unbelievable. I'm 4 blocks from my house. I'm in a ditch. I'm going to miss the whole game because I'm not leaving my wife in the car. She'd hate me. I can't do that to go watch the game. So I'm stuck. I have my phone, so I could turn the game on, but I'm in no mood right now to watch football because I'm stuck in the ditch. Not. Right. So long story short, it says it's going to be 75 minutes for the tow. Then 5 minutes later, it says the driver is on the way. It's all app controlled. It's fantastic. Oh,
cool. Okay.
A service that we have is great. So first time I ever had to use it. So she gets a little, boop, yep, driver's on the way. 5 minutes later, here comes a guy in a flatbed. I was like, I think this is our tow truck guy. So he's got his sirens on. I wave at him. He's like, yep, that's me. Boom, he blocks off the road. He's got this big flatbed. What does he do? He gets out his towing ropes. He hooks it up on 2 areas of the car. He's sitting like perpendicular to me. I've never seen this. And I'm like, how is he pulling me out? Doesn't he need to be directly behind me so he can pull me out of this?
Oh, yes. I've seen this as well.
The way they wire it up and everything, he just cranks this thing up and then boom, he hits his button. And my car just starts, he's like, just stay in the, he goes, stay in the car. I was like, you want to put it in neutral? Nope. Leave the car in park. They literally just drag your car right out. It's freaking amazing. He had me out in 10 seconds. Right, unhooks the thing. Have a great day, sir. Took him.
Oh yeah, what was the damage? What was the damage on that?
No damage, nothing. No damage.
Oh, part of the. No, I don't mean damage to the car. I meant damage like money.
Oh, we have it with our insurance. So
so it's covered.
Yeah, covered.
Oh wow, good
covered.
For you, man.
100% covered. So that's get good insurance. Thank the folks at the Joel Bauer Agency. Yes, good insurance, and we have the roadside as part of it. And that was terrific. So easy peasy, we get it out of a ditch and we're out.
How many times have you been pulled out of a ditch in like tow truck situation?
Never. It's first time.
Well, so I don't know.
That's how literally good I've been in all these years of snow, New York and now upstate New York. I have never been in a ditch. I've never been stuck anywhere in the snow ever.
Yeah. So
first time.
So maybe you won't be. So maybe you won't be able to help me here, but in college, before I went to Oswego, I went to Cayuga Community College in Auburn, and I'm driving down there, and the weather's terrible, and my car does a full whoop and flies into a ditch.
Okay.
Yeah. 365 into a ditch. Yeah, I lost control on the car, and I'm trying to get it out myself. And this has never happened for me before, so I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. Yeah, and then a police car comes up. I'm like, geez. And he's like, do you need any help? I'm like, no, I gotta wedge it. He's like, buddy, I'm gonna just tell you, there's no wedge in here. You need some help. And he says, let's call a tow. Do you have it covered? I'm like, I don't know. This never happened before. I don't know. Long story short, I didn't. So he said, I'll call a tow for you. He calls some random tow guy. He pulls me out, and I'm like, wow, this is the first time I've ever done this. And the guy goes, yeah, there'll be $250, pal. And I'm like, $250? I'm like, I'm just some college kid. I don't got $250 on me. I'm like, I've got like $20. Like, I don't know. I've never done this before. It's like, well, what do you got on you? And he starts saying, I need some collateral.
Well, this sounds like National Lampoon's Vacation. How much you got?
What
does it cost? Really? What does it cost? How much you have?
Right. And that's how I'm feeling in this
He's
moment.
fleecing
He's
you,
like,
man. It's a shakedown on the road here. Uh-oh.
it felt it. And he was like, yeah, you got a nice watch there. And I'm like, what? And again, this is my first time doing this. I'm like, is this how it's supposed to operate? Is this what's going on? I'm like, actually, like in prison, I'll take a phone call, please. 1 second. I call my dad. I'm like, Dad, I don't know what the hell's going on here. I've never done this before. This guy's asking for my watch and all this other stuff. And he's like, what the? No. He's like, no, I'll just find a way to pay him. Give the phone to the guy. And my dad saved me in that situation and then got it out. But yeah, when I came back home, he was like, absolutely not. That's not a thing. I don't know why that was happening. Asking for collateral. A collateral, my first time ever. He was trying to take my watch off me. Oh my god.
Oh my god, he asked for your watch. Yeah, that was like those crazy rednecks in that
yeah, it was.
Vacation,
how much is it? How much you got?
Desert. How much you got? He's like, no.
And then you're stuck. Like, what are you supposed to do? I guess you have to. I would, if my dad didn't pick up, I use my one phone call like prison, and he doesn't pick up. I guess the guy's getting my watch. I guess he pulled. What is he going to push the car back into the ditch if I say no? Like,
did the guy take out a wrench and was like slapping his hand with it? So
it was very intimidating the way he said it, because like he was like $250. I'm like, and I was like baffled, like $250. I'm like, dude, I'm a college kid. I don't got $250. And then he just went, what do you got on you? And then he commented on my watch and said, that's a nice watch. I'm like, what the hell? Yeah, so I don't have any luck with any of those either.
All right. Hey, one of the things I also promised, and I think we ought to at least do it in a small way today.
Oh,
we don't have all day today, but I do want to do it in a small way. As I promised, once we got to 500, we take some calls.
Sure.
So I would like to do that and see if we can take at least a few people today on the air with us and just have a nice chat, whether it's about the playoff games over the weekend or the Jets and their firings and what they're going to do for their DC position, or the Giants and what they're up to, or anything else, frankly, that's on your mind. You've been stuck in a ditch. We'd love to hear your story. So my first time ever stuck in a ditch, but I've seen many people stuck in ditch and drove by and went like, oh man, feel for them. Let me pull over and say, hey, anything I can do? I can call somebody for you. Good thing I'm not stuck in a ditch.
Yeah, that's true.
My version of a good Samaritan. So but again, those people were so cool. So whatever story you want to say. So I kind of want to break the champagne. It's like we're christening the boat and you're smashing the champagne against the bridge of the boat and saying, hey, call in. So today's broadcast, by the way, is brought to you. Who is it? Is Box Drop here? I think it's Box Drop. It's Box Drop Syracuse, the mattress and sofa outlet. So let's just take 30 seconds. We'll hear from our friends at Box Drop. And then when we come back, we will open up the phone lines. We'll continue discussing all that needs to be discussed, but we would love for you to become part of the conversation. Boy Green is already, I've seen it, post a link to jump in as a caller, a video caller. Make sure you're in a good place. Make sure you have a good signal. We don't want it to be all garbled and all that kind of stuff. So please make sure that you have a good connection if you're going to come in on the phone lines with us. All right, we'll break out here a little bit from our friends at Box Drop, and then we're back. It's the Manchild Show with Boy Green Digital live here on a Monday.
Considering that we sleep nearly 1/3 of our lives, buying the right mattress is essential. At Box Drop Syracuse Mattress and Sofa Outlet, you'll get a unique experience, one that saves you 30 to 70% off retail prices on top-of-the-line mattresses like Sapphire Sleep. At Box Drop, you'll schedule a mattress fitting appointment and get one-on-one service directly with Paul, the owner. No middleman. Family-owned, huge savings, no-pressure sales designed to save you time and money. And now Box Drop Syracuse has sectional sofas and love seats as well, with prices designed to fit your budget. Box Drop Syracuse Mattress and Sofas. Set up your appointment today at boxdropsyracuse.com.
All right, we are back. Manchild Show with Boy Green Digital. Keep the comments coming. We're very active in the comments. I'll pop a couple up here to get us started, Boy Green.
Hey, real quick, Lurch.
Yeah, baby. Darnold shuts the Patriots down. You got to love it. And then old Yank followed that up with, if Bo Nix played, the Pats didn't stand a chance. Sad to see him not play. I agree with old Yank on both fronts. Go ahead, BJ.
Yeah. First off, while Lurch was in a ditch, Jarrett Stidham showed his best stuff at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, what did I miss there?
Yeah, he had like a 70-yard bomb to Cortland Sutton near the beginning of the game. And everyone said, Sean Payton knows. Jarrett Stidham, look at it. And they immediately scored the touchdown. They're up 7-0. Everyone starts going, now wait just a second. Do we have a story here? Yeah. And unfortunately, that was the only points they would ever score in the game, unfortunately. So,
the funny thing was, as we went into that game, I thought that if Stidham was going – I thought if he was going to be successful, he was going to be successful early in the game. But my take, if I had one, if I were talking about the game and I was doing pregame, say for that game, was I expect Stidham to come out and play well early in the game. And here's why. He knows the playbook. He knows Sean Payton. He's been set up for success. They're going to keep it, kind of probably close to the vest, and they're going to try to get him off to a good start because they want him to build his confidence. My question would have been, what's he doing in the fourth quarter? In particular, what's he doing in the second half? Because that's when the game's going to be decided. That's when these games are decided. And so I just had full faith that this guy he's too much out of practice. Plus, frankly, he's not that great. All right. And he's out of practice. So I just didn't see him having a good second half or particularly a good fourth quarter. And I thought he'd be exposed as the game went on. So it sounds like it played a little bit like that.
Yeah, very much so. By the way, for people that do want to call in, just to explain that process, especially for the MC Show Digital listeners where call-ins never happen, right? And over on Boy Green channel, you guys see it all the time. No matter where you're watching, if you're watching on the Boy Green channel or you're watching on the MC Show Digital channel, I switched and hooked it up with both. The pinned comment on the MC Show Digital channel says, call in, click the link. If you've never called into StreamYard before and it's your first time ever, it'll ask you a few basic questions. How do you want your name to present? Do you want first name, last name? Do you have a handle you prefer? A nickname, Boy Green or Manchild you'd rather use? You guys can do that. And then you can turn your camera and your microphone on if it's a phone or a computer situation. So you guys will have those options. So again, it is the pinned comment on MC Show Digital. It is the pinned comment on Boy Green 25. And also, everybody, for merch and everything else that I've seen a few people ask for and reach out. Yes, we reached 500 subscribers, so mazel tov. That's terrific. But there's a few steps behind the scenes, behind the fourth wall and other walls that we have to break through to officially have monetization, officially have stuff for our merch shop and where you guys can get some of the sweet action. We'll explain that in the coming week. So we've started to push the ball down the hill, but more details to come for everybody who's asking about that.
Thanks for that. Yep, I know. Okay, yeah. So phone lines open if you want. Let's keep jumping through the comments. In the meantime, okay. So we got some cool stuff. Go ahead.
Yeah. Retire 80 already. Who got the bobbleheads? Macho Talk Sports. When we got to 475, because now I'm forgetting all our numbers that we've passed, which is awesome. 475. I am a massive. My movie genre of choice, if like Paul, you could watch one genre of movie for the rest of your life, what would it be? It'd be comedy. I love comedies. I'd love to laugh. I think it's a cool way to escape whatever we're dealing with in our lives, to just for 5-10 minutes at a time be able to distract ourselves with it. So Anchorman's one of my favorite movies of all time. So quotable. And so many things that it gets going. Anywho, we drew a random winner. It was Macho Talk Sports, a fellow YouTube content creator out there in the atmosphere. It's on the way to him. So whenever he gets it, he'll be posting a video with the bobbleheads. DT, Dylan Terraman, a lot of you guys know him out in the audience, another Jets content creator. I sent him the 1972 Jets yearbook cover. He's coming from South Carolina. He's going to the Senior Bowl, so I'm not sure if he's going to get it before he travels for the Senior Bowl. So he may have to get it when he gets back. So a couple of our giveaways are out and about, out in the streets there, Lurch.
Yeah, they've been delivered. I sent out Macho's bobbleheads, was it just a few days ago, right? I reached out to you when I sent them out. I had to pack them up very tightly, put them in a really cushiony box, put some bubble wrap. Want to make sure they get to him safely. And Macho said once he gets them and gets them unboxed, and with the storm, might be delayed a few days. I mean, it's
that too, of course,
going through the regular mail system with a little insurance put on it. But Macho promised he'd shoot a video or something. So we will get to see those bobbleheads in action in Macho's possession once he gets them, and hopefully the same thing for the Jets program. So yeah, we try to encourage all the people who win stuff, and the same thing for this golf club. Again, congratulations to Jason Graves, who won that $400 golf club. We'll encourage all of those folks to take a picture or to send us a little video with the item, so that we can kind of celebrate them receiving the item and having the chance to display it or use it or whatever it is that they're doing with it. So so we should have some upcoming videos from our subscribers who won those items. That'll be a lot of fun to see them in the flesh with those items.
Yeah. Another comment here. Jets Worldwide with a gold brick super chat, baby. $9.99. Three more raffle tickets to our contest, Snowball, aka Jets Worldwide. Congrats, boys. And Snowball, I haven't told you this or reached out to you about it, but I'll tell you now. We're going to be in touch, baby, because with a new channel and new emoji possibilities, we may have to sign you to another partnership, my friend, to start hooking up some emojis.
Your secret emoji guy, huh? Okay.
is, and for good reason, and everybody. And I try to plug it as much as I can. You can never plug it enough. Jets Worldwide, they have a great YouTube channel over there as well. They have 372 subscribers right now, so they're trying to get to that 500 level as well. So they should get there. They should be there already, quite frankly, because him and Johnny Boy are great hosts on Jets Worldwide. But yes, may have to reach out to you about doing some emoji work for the MC Show digital channel. We'll have to put that out there. But again, 3 raffle tickets for you, Jets Worldwide. And thank you, MFC Super Chat. We got Jets Worldwide Super Chat. And again, Super Chats, I explained this privately on the side, but I'll explain it one more time because a few people were asking, is this channel not monetized yet? This channel is monetized, but it's not. It's in position. We've got to, we got to move.
World we're in.
Yeah, to be honest, me and Mitchell thought it was monetized, but I haven't gone through this process, which
it's been a long time for you,
in 3 or 4 years or something. So I didn't remember, quite frankly. And to be honest, some of the rules have changed about what levels of monetization existed and how do you get there and all this other jazz. So long story short, I appreciate everybody that's so supportive of it and they're curious about it and things of that nature. As soon as we pushed over the goal line, I even did a step right even at the beginning of the show to get the ball starting to roll. So me and Manchild will reconvene after the show to keep pushing all the right buttons to get that in the proper position. So more info to come, folks. Again, merch, membership levels, and all kinds of other fun stuff. So thank you guys for the support so far.
And by the way, I just subscribed to Jets Worldwide, our MC Show digital handle.
Right,
So
nice.
just got another subscriber. You're up to 374 and counting.
Let's go, baby.
So there you go. Jets Worldwide. I'm with you, brothers. I appreciate what you guys do, and I appreciate that you appreciate us.
All right,
I
Lurch.
think we're going to get our first video caller, and he's a legend. He's a legendary caller. Now we get to see him in the flesh, and oh my goodness, man, is he in some kind of dude outfit for the winter today?
Let's see it. Let's get to him. Let's go to the phone lines. Again, this is the pinned. If you'd like to call in, you have to do it on YouTube. If you're watching on Twitter, you have to call in on YouTube. It's a pinned comment on both YouTube channels, at MC Show Digital, at Boy Green 25. Jamie, the FedEx guy, joins us. What's up, Jamie? What's going on over there?
How you guys doing? Do you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Yes, hearing you and seeing you in that
trapper hat.
He's got the full trapper hat, man. It looks like Grizzly Adams or something there. Very cool.
Yeah, show us the weather, Jamie. What are you dealing with out there?
He looks like he's inside his truck right now. So
is he? Oh, okay.
It looks like the inside of his truck. Am I correct, sir?
Yes, you would be correct. Yes, I'm inside my truck because I got an easy day. I should have came into work at 10 o'clock because I got to be out here until 6 o'clock at night, and I'm basically done at 1 o'clock, so I'm going to have 5 hours of downtime.
Nice. Good for you, buddy. How you doing? And way to call into the show. And we have you in the video world now. We can see you now.
Caller now. And,
yes.
Broken the fourth wall.
Well, at first, I couldn't figure it out. It took me a couple of seconds. I was hitting all kinds of buttons, and then I figured it out.
Right. It's a new world.
You worked through it. There'll be less buttons the next time, according to Boy Green. So, technologically, the first time is the worst time.
Correct.
That's correct. And then you just click on the link, and you're good.
Yep, yes. I'm not tech savvy, so I'm glad I figured it out. It's always great to see you fellas. Boy Green, your Jets always gonna stink, so
thank you.
Good luck. Good luck on that bandwagon. It's never gonna turn around for you. I'm so sorry.
Hey, actually, I just want this to be known, just in case it's not. The Jets ended up with the better Detroit Lions coordinator, pal. Aaron Glenn over Ben Johnson. Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah, okay.
If you could only put the cork back in the bottle.
And, Jamie, I can't wait for a fantasy draft. I heard an exciting update from Manchild, whenever that's going to go public, about in the future about where our next fantasy draft will be, another new location. And,
yes.
That is tantalizing.
Yes.
Oh, nice. Oh, that sounds great. I'll be there for sure. I got to knock that man-child off his pedestal. He thinks he's a three-time champ, but he's a two-time champ, and I don't care what that trophy says. That first year was non-existent.
100%. I agree. Man-child doesn't. Again, we weren't all in, like me and Lurch were in it, but I can't even remember who the other people were in the league. We didn't talk about it on air. It wasn't a part of the fabric. So really, the first winner should be moi, because I was here when we did the radio first year league. So Manchild, quite frankly, there should be an asterisk on his first championship. I agree, Jamie.
No comment from the Manchild, but
interesting. Yeah,
but see my name on that trophy. That's all that really matters now, isn't it?
Yeah. But Boy Green, Manchild, I disagree with that Broncos kick. They try to put the throat, whatever the saying is. Try to put the hand on the throat and kill the
foot on the
Patriots
throat.
14
Yeah.
to nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So I agree with the going for it because my
You
dad
like
always
it, huh?
says if you can't get 1 yard in the NFL, you don't deserve to win.
Okay. That's a
Okay,
good
that makes
broad
sense.
thing. Good broad thing to think.
Yeah.
Not the worst idea in the world. Do they have a tush push, those guys? I don't think so. They don't have a good tush push. That's the problem. You got to have a good tush push if you're going to be the 1 yard guys.
Oh yeah, and that Patriots tush push with the two defenders, that was horrible when they barely got that first down. That was a disaster.
Did they
joke.
get that
was
first down?
hilarious.
Did they get that?
Even the Bills, who are so successful with their version of the tush push, it's like Josh Allen's always up way too high, and
Yeah.
they're lucky he's just pretty strong because it doesn't really seem like much of a tush push. It's more of a Josh Allen getting it on his own kind of thing.
Yeah, and then that Rams, I agree with the Manchild. You kick the field goal, you're down 1, then all you had to do is try to stop them and get a field goal for the win.
Mm-hmm.
You liked
Yeah.
it. So you think field goal there too. Okay. He's on board with me on that field goal. You kick the field goal, get within 1. You still
Although I'm seeing this from MFC. He says there must be more than Mountain Dew in this cup with that take that Aaron Glenn is the better former Alliance coordinator.
Yes, you're right, MFC.
I can't confirm or deny that. I can't
kind of
confirm or
look
deny
beer-esque there. Yeah. So the first time I tried out my beautiful new mug, pint glass, I should say, I decided I went down and got a beer. All right.
Sure.
Pint glass beer looks great in pint glasses. Like it adds that color and that richness.
Oh, yes,
to
yeah.
glass to make it look really cool.
Sure.
So the first, when I got that merch in, the first thing I did is I cleaned that glass out, and I went and got a beer, and I filled it with a beer, and I drank a beer out of that glass. I was like, all right, man, got merch.
Nice.
Holy crow.
It's
I'm
pretty
looking forward to
cool.
making it available to people. And again, if you're just
Yes.
tuning in late, we have some merch, but we have to set up our little store, and we have to get some approval from YouTube.
Take a little bit of time.
It's probably going to take a couple weeks. So we'll keep you posted, but we will have the stuff available, and the stuff is here, baby. I'm going to be, at least in the beginning stages, the shipper, receiver,
Nice.
do it all person. Hopefully I don't have to hold on to that role too long. But as we come out of the shoot here, I just want to try to keep costs down and try to handle some of that stuff. Make sure people get stuff in a timely manner.
High quality.
Hopefully I'm gonna make sure that things are taken care of.
And Manchild Boy Green, I'm the out of the box thinker. So what do you think about the Scotty Scheffler winning his first tournament of 2026? And Manchild, the Australian Open, Sinner had heat cramps the other day. They closed the roof, and then he miraculously recovers and wins. That was hilarious.
It's so funny, for those of you that don't know Jamie is definitely an outside the boxer when it comes to sports. Not that he doesn't love football and his Bears, but he loves tennis, and him and I have a mutual kind of passion and love for tennis, although the game of tennis has really shrunk in recent years. And also golf, we both dabble in that world as well. We both like to play, and we both like to watch a bit, especially time when the majors come around. So now, Scotty Scheffler, he's good as usual. And the Australian, there are 4 Grand Slam events in tennis: the Australian, the French, Wimbledon, and the U.S. Open. And the Australian, because of the time difference, just gets little to no coverage here in the States. So you don't even know what's going on because it's like happening in the middle of the night and we're sleeping, and so it's such a hard tournament to cover and to care about here in the States, but it is one of their, dare I say, majors. It's one of their Grand Slam events, so it is meaningful to win the Australian Open. But yeah, you're gonna have to keep me all plugged in on the Australian, Jamie, because I'm not paying any attention. Sorry, man. I have no comment because we got 2 good guys who are competing now. We have Sinner and we have Alcaraz. And it's just a question of which legend is going to rise to the top. And hopefully we'll see lots of finals in these Grand Slams between those 2 guys to differentiate who's the better guy, which we loved when we had the big 3, right? When we had Federer and Nadal and Djokovic, it was just so much fun to see them every tournament battling it out and who was going to make it to the final. And we have so many of those legendary finals where 2 of them got there. So I hope these 2 guys can stir up some interest in tennis, because right now tennis it's really on the edge of extinction in a lot of ways, Jamie. Me and you and about 5 other people probably care.
Oh yeah, I hear you there. And yeah, like I said, I just thought it was funny. Like I never even heard of postpone a match to close the roof because the heat temperatures were too hot. Never heard that before.
Wow.
So that's why Sinner cramped up, but they closed the roof. He heals up and then he wins. But yeah, it's probably gonna be Sinner Alcaraz again, Manchild. like you said, tennis is on the way out, but I like to bring it up every now and then.
Hey, one quick tennis thing. I'm gonna butcher all the names, so you'll know, Jamie. There was two female tennis players that were playing against each other, and then one was thrown off by the other one yelling "Come on" to herself. Who was that? Who are those two?
I think it might have been that might be what my dad was telling me about the other day. It might have been Naomi Osaka again, but
Yes,
I didn't get to
okay, so you
see
didn't
that
see.
whole ordeal.
Yeah. So apparently, between serves, one of the female tennis players was going, "Come on!" every time she did a good play, like hyping herself up.
Calling
and
talking herself. They do that sometimes.
And the other tennis player was asking, "Who's the middle person that's up on the chair?"
The chair umpire. Mm-hmm.
The chair umpire.
The chair umpire. Yep.
Okay, so the other woman asked the chair umpire, "Is this allowed? Like she just gets to keep doing this every time? It's like annoying, basically." And she said, "Between serves, it's allowed. Like that doesn't affect you because you haven't started a serve yet." And it got heated. And then after the matchup, I assume again, I'm not great at tennis, but the gentlemanly or gentlewomanly thing to do is like, handshake, and then there's some heat back and forth.
Verbal barbing at the net.
So anywho, I've got zero insight on tennis whatsoever. But
when interesting things like that happen, it becomes part of life.
Yeah,
and that's kind of fun.
Tasty.
So
cool. Sure, yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I like it. Cat fight.
Yeah, it got that way. That's for sure.
All right, Jamie, anything else before we let you go?
No, I think that's all. Now
Thanks,
I'm live and in living color, so you can take a picture of me and plaster it all over the world, and I'll be famous one day.
Love them.
Yes,
Love them.
you
Love
will.
the Trapper
Jamie.
hat. Love the FedEx logo. Thanks,
right.
buddy. All right, stay safe out there. All right, stay safe. There he is. Look at
Thanks,
him.
brother.
Full screening him, baby. Full screening him. Okay, there he is, Jamie. Thanks,
Yeah,
Jamie. Caller numero uno. We've done it. We've
Yeah.
taken a call on our show now.
At the 500 level for the first time. So that is excellent. And good news, again, this will be coming down the line, but I've communicated with Snowball Lurch, a.k.a. Jets Worldwide, and he is interested in being our new emoji overlord over here.
Emoji guy for us.
Which, again, will be some of the perks. Again, perks to come. We'll introduce some new levels. Well, we had 0 levels before, so I guess all the levels are new.
Mm-hmm.
So more updates to come, which is going to be a lot of fun. So shout out to Jets Worldwide. That'll be a fun partnership.
All right. Very cool. All right. Looking forward to it, man. Looking forward to it. All right. Residuals first, quickly on the games, BG. So anything you take out of Hawks, Rams, anything you take out of Pats, Broncos.
Yeah. So again, Sam Darnold, Mike McDonald said it well, the head coach of the Seahawks in his second year. He came out to the podium and said, "Sam, don't shut a lot of people up." That's a good way to put it. Whether it's former teams that gave up on him, whether it's people saying the entire time, I'm not going to name any names, but certain doubters that said, "Hey, the Seahawks are winning in spite of you, not because of you." And to have a performance like that was spectacular. Jackson Smith-Njigba is a superstar. He looks awesome. The defense makes plays when needed. Legion of Boom 2.0. They've suffered some devastating injuries like Zach Charbonnet. That poor guy is out for the season. But Kenneth Walker showed plenty of juice at the beginning of the game. He didn't carry it through the rest of the game, though. So, wow. Again, and man, what a great game. It was back and forth for Rams and Seahawks. So we got that for a third time. So that was special. And the only thing now is pushing the page forward. How much more gas in the tank does Matthew Stafford have left? He was mum after in his post-game presser about whether or not he wants to keep playing. I hope he does. Obviously, he still has it. He was at an MVP level. We'll see if he officially wins MVP during NFL honors a few days before the Super Bowl. That won't be this week. It'll be the following week when those awards are announced. He should be the MVP, put up the best numbers all year long on a really good team. So I hope he keeps playing for the betterment of the NFL, because if not, the Rams have this juicy quarterback vacancy with not an obvious name to fill it. So I'll be curious how they creatively fill that if Stafford hangs him up. And then on the Patriots side, I mean, these lucky bastards and these damn Patriot fans that they, had to suffer and endure a 4 or 5 year period between dynasties here. I just really want to pull out the violins for the Patriot fans in our audience. I imagine that was very difficult, dark times waiting from Tom Brady to Drake May. God bless America. So no, I hope Seattle beats them with a rake. I'm going to be candid.
Yeah,
there'd be nothing. I don't want to see this. And isn't this, I saw this joke going around on Instagram that, yes, the evil witch is dead. The Kansas City Chiefs, they're not in the playoffs. Woohoo! Yeah. And then sneaking up behind them was a second.
Yeah.
A second Patriots dynasty. And NFL fans like, no, not again.
Nice.
So I did see that joke, and that made me both laugh and cry. So let's hope that the Seahawks can take care of business. And to be honest, whether Denver won or New England won, I preferred the NFC. I thought the Rams or Seahawks would have beaten either AFC team, and we'll see if that's really true.
Mm-hmm. Quickly, I know you probably talked about it a lot on your Jets show this morning, but what's going on with the defensive coordinator situation?
Yes.
I said signs are pointing, BG, that Wink Martindale is, he flew in for this interview apparently, and it seems like there could be a marriage here. But also, we have found out that Jim Leonard has been rebuffed by a couple of teams. The Giants made their hire. He was rebuffed by another team. What was the other team that they? It was Green Bay, who he has roots in Wisconsin.
Correct. Yeah.
Wow, they've made their hires now, so those spots are no longer available. So if Leonard wants to be a DC, the Jets are one of just a few places, I guess, where he can get a job. So I don't know if that makes him jump in or not. But to give me your quick thoughts on where things stand, and are you still hoping for Jim Leonard? Are there any signs out there? Are there any crumbs out there among Jets insiders that Leonard and Glenn have some kind of connection, or that there could be a connection made here?
Yeah, so a lot to unpack here. First off, so Wink Martindale flew to New York on Saturday to meet with the Jets. This was his second interview with the team. He participated in a virtual Zoom interview a couple weeks ago. So this was the next level. This was always going to happen, where the Jets were going to pick a select few individuals to do in-person second interviews with, aka finalists for the DC job. The curiosity was, with Wink flying in on Saturday with all the weather, was he going to be able to make it in time? All these planes getting canceled. Now, they're NFL teams, so private jets and all this other stuff. But according to Rich Cimini, it sounds like Wink was able to fly into town, perform the interview, and then either leave, or he's hanging out at a hotel somewhere, or he's got family in New York or something. So I don't believe he's still with the team at this point. He's hanging out somewhere else. But according to Rich, he made it in for the interview. But here's the curiosity thing to me. So he has been the favorite forever. Before the end of the season, Aaron Glenn fired Steve Wilkes. That was the defensive coordinator, with 3 weeks left to go. And before the regular season was over, apparently AG and Wink Martindale were in contact, mutual interest, about the defensive coordinator job. Now, even if Aaron Glenn wanted to hire Wink in that moment, he couldn't. There's Rooney Rule restrictions at the GM level, the head coach level, and the coordinator level. So they would have had to interview other people, even if he wanted Wink. But the curious thing to me is Rich Cimini reported on, what would that be, Saturday afternoon around 1:30, that he wouldn't be surprised if Wink and the Jets had their deal done within a 24-hour period. We're now here on Monday afternoon, and no deal by all accounts. Let me double check my phone real quick. Nope. Okay. Those were my 2 alerts on my phone. I wanted to make sure that wasn't it. Yep. So as far as I know, I've got no text about it, which normally is a sign that it's not done yet, which would seem to indicate that the Jets would be waiting for something. What else would you be waiting for if you just did this interview with this clear favorite? And that would be Jim Leonard, to me. So to get to the Jim Leonard piece.
So maybe.
The Broncos have been eliminated from the playoffs. Yes. So Jim Leonard is now allowed to interview with any team in person right now, if he wanted to. Had the Broncos won and they'd be in the Super Bowl, Jim Leonard could have done in-person interviews with any team that had already spoken with him. So, for instance, the Buffalo Bills are restricted because, they were in the playoffs, so they didn't participate in any, quote, first round of interviews with people that are in the playoffs. So the Bills, for instance, are restricted from a Kubiak with the Seattle Seahawks. They can't talk to him for another 2 weeks for the first time. So, that part's a little stringent. So, long story short, the Jets could speak with Jim Leonard as early as today. Are there connective tissue? There is, at multiple levels, which intrigues me. First off, the Jets interviewed him in the first round, so he's in the running. If he didn't interview, I would just be grasping at straws. I'd be making up a name, I hope, as the defensive coordinator with no connection. So he did interview with the Jets already, which is a good sign. He has not received a second interview yet. That would potentially come today. The other piece is Jim Leonard played in the league for a decade as a player. 3 of those seasons were spent with the Jets, and that was during their heyday of going to AFC championship games. So he's a former player with the Jets. That, I think, helps. He was around the organization.
Gotcha.
Another thing, He, at the end of his career, his final season, Jim Leonard's in the NFL, was in 2014 with the Cleveland Browns. The assistant defensive backs coach for the Browns was Aaron Glenn. That was Aaron Glenn's first year in coaching.
Connections. They definitely are.
So yeah. So Leonard's last year in the league was AG's first year in the league coaching. And this isn't like Aaron Glenn was coaching punters and Jim Leonard's a quarterback. Jim Leonard is a safety. Aaron Glenn's role was the defensive backs coach as an assistant. So he worked directly with Jim Leonard in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Jim Leonard was with the Jets general manager, Darren Muji, not this season, because obviously Muji was here the year prior. So Muji was in Denver. Jim Leonard was in Denver. So there's that connection with the general manager. There's a connection with AG. AG's mentor is Sean Payton, who is the head coach in Denver. And there was a recommendation. That's how the Jets got their special teams coordinator last year was Chris Banjo from Denver because of the Sean Payton and Mike Westhoff connection. So there is a lot of connective tissue here. The Jets have interviewed him already. There is a vacancy. And those other things that you just said. If anyone pays attention to my YouTube shorts, it's been a roller coaster of good news, bad news, good news, bad news, good news, bad news. Because, like, for instance, we'll bring up the Wisconsin Green Bay Packers. Jim Leonard was born and raised in Wisconsin. He was a kid in Wisconsin. He went to high school in Wisconsin. He went to college at Wisconsin. He played a decade in the NFL. And then the first thing he did after his playing days was go back to Wisconsin. So his family's all from there. So I did not feel good. I did not feel good about that. And Ian Rappaport over the weekend.
But now they're out of the mix.
They are out of the mix. Yeah, but Ian Rappaport reported that there's mutual interest between Leonard and the Packers. And I'm like, boy, this is a disaster.
Yeah,
we're going to lose it.
When that came out, I was like, it looks like that's where he's going. Now he's not.
Not good.
No.
Now they hired Jonathan Gannon, the former Arizona Cardinals head coach. So he's off the board. But then the other fear was you, Lurch, the New York Giants.
Yep, right.
Because all the great Giants insider reporting, like, for instance, Ian O'Connor, who was all over the Harbaugh story and nailed the Harbaugh story. He reported that the Giants' top three people in order were Jim Leonard, Denard Wilson, and a couple other guys. But Leonard was at the top, and I'm like, oh, boy. Ian O'Connor knows his crap. If Harbaugh wants a guy, why wouldn't Leonard come? It's all attractive, superstar staff, all that stuff. They hired Denard Wilson, who's a former Jets assistant, and Denard Wilson was offered the Giants defensive coordinator role, according to reports, in 2023. He rejected it and went to Tennessee, which is like, if you're a Giants fan, you're like, what? He said no to the Giants to go to Tennessee. Yeah. And he goes to Tennessee as the number one defense in the NFL for a season. And then this past year, it all fell apart.
Yeah.
So
a lot of injuries, a lot of personnel change.
Of course.
There's reasons behind that. But
right. Yeah.
So I'm kind of happy with the hire. I mean, again, DC.
You should be.
You know, I mean, I loved Wink when he first came to New York. I was very excited about it. So if you do end up with Wink, I know a lot of people are down on him. He's been in college now last couple of years. A lot of NFL teams have said I've had enough of Wink, but he has a pedigree and he's a very aggressive defensive coach, which is always fun to watch, from a fan perspective. So Wink may not be the worst hire in the world. He's certainly got tons of experience, but I like the idea of Leonard. I'd rather for the Jets have the up and coming guy versus the grizzled veteran. But I think you'll be okay either way.
Anywho, that was my preference. So long story short, I wanted him. He was an initial interview. I felt great. And then the Packers job, and then their interest in him. I'm like, oh, man. And then that job filled up. And then people warned me. Giant fans said, we're taking Jim Leonard. I'm like, God damn it. That would be terrible. Then the Giants hired Denard Wilson. I'm like, oh, my goodness. Those were the two biggest threats to Jim Leonard. And now those chess pieces are off the board. Now, that does not guarantee that Jim Leonard will be the next Jets head coach. He could stay in Denver and then replace Vance Joseph if he gets a head coaching job. He could just stay there in general and say, you know what? That Jet situation is something I don't want to be a part of. That's fine. But no, I am incredibly optimistic that all of those things I just said and the fact that Wink hasn't been hired yet suggests to me that they're leaving the door open for something. And what something would there be? Jim Leonard can do in-person interviews starting today. So why wouldn't that be the reason? So that's what I hope.
It's the worst of that, BG.
What's that?
Number one, as we know, they got a ton of snow in Denver because that thing was going sideways, and the East Coast is a disaster. So getting here in person, now they can obviously zoom up and do some talking, but and get on the phone and do some talking. That's not going to be a problem. But you like to do your best work in person and try and get the deal sealed if indeed they're really interested in them. So this storm might delay this a few more days for all you Jet fans who are just waiting for this DC hire. Not that it needs to be made anytime soon. Football season is a long way away, but I know everybody wants to kind of get settled, and you don't want other people, jumping into the pool while you're hot on the guy. So I get you there.
So long story short, it seems like in my head it's down to Jim Leonard, Wink Martindale, and an outside possibility of Durante Jones of the Minnesota Vikings. He's basically a top lieutenant under Brian Flores. And, the one I want the most is Jim Leonard. I'm intrigued by Wink. I know a lot of people are crapping all over Wink and saying he stinks and he's old and he doesn't know what he's doing anymore. I don't know, man. When he was with the Giants that final year, he led the league in turnovers with 32 turnovers. The Jets were last in the league in turnovers. If he can at least bring that, that's a massive upgrade over what the Jets have. So I prefer the young upside guy because it worked out really well with Chris Manchild, our special teams coordinator, who's arguably the best special teams coordinator in football. So make a swing. If it works out, great. You just found a guy. If it doesn't, okay, but it's worth the swing. So long story short, that's sort of where I'm at on the DC search.
All right. Phone lines are open, and so
Yes.
we've got some people waiting in the waiting room. So let's rapid fire through some callers here. Go ahead, BG.
Okay. First off, we have Donald Foyle highlight.
One of my favorite all-time guys, Donald Foyle. I went to see him play many, many times in that little barn down there. So fantastic.
The Cotterell Corral.
That's right.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Welcome.
Memories.
Great memories.
Yeah.
He was a terrific.
No, I used to have, when I had to guard him, it was probably 93, and they just integrated the no hand check. So you had to use your forearm.
Yes.
So my forearm was just pressed into that guy's ass the whole time. Sorry, his butt the whole time.
Oh, you can say whatever you want. We're on the internet now. So.
Yeah. Well, I like to keep it clean, so try to keep it clean.
Yeah, I'm trying to guard that guy with just my forearm, and I'm 6'1", 160, and he's just dunking over me left and right. So yes, I was his highlight heel, and yeah, he just had a lot of fun with me. But I did drop 8 on him one night. I played him 4 times.
Really?
He pretty much lost me, but I got 8 points on him one night. I was doing Kevin McHale up and unders, trying to duck like crazy. But
jeez, that's cool.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Thanks for greatness.
yeah, that's one of my memories. But for Jim Leonard, man, I'm a huge homer. Of course, we want him back. I would love to see him come back here. Did him and Glenn, did they carry over 2 years together, or was there 1 year where they played here together?
He just went through a lot of the history.
Yeah. So 1 year, So Leonard's final year in the National Football League was with the Browns. AG's first year coaching was with the Browns, and they directly worked with each other. So there's a 1 year connection with an assistant, and it was directly with this positional groups. They worked together there, and then he has connections to Darren Muji in Denver.
Yeah.
They crossed over for 1 year in Denver before Muji came over here.
Okay, didn't mean to re-crack that egg.
No, that's all right.
I missed the beginning of it. So yeah, no, I heard the majority of it. I was calling it the 6 degrees of Jim Leonard, Kevin Bacon. But,
I was thinking that exact thing. So you read my mind.
I don't know if anybody typed it in, but as soon as you started going through it, I was like, crap, he's been around. Yeah, he's actually worked with a lot of people. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. That's my guy. That's who I want. And as far as the old cracks about, people being old, Wink being old, it's...
would you be heartbroken if it ends up being Wink? Would you be heartbroken, or would you be excited? Which one would it be?
Because I'm old and I still love the older game. So, maybe that's something we need. New fresh take didn't really work out. So maybe go back to the old school.
And it's not like he's been out of the game for 10 years. I know he's in college for the last 2, but he's been in football his whole life. This guy loves football, and he loves coaching defense.
I do think, just real quick, that's overstated. The thing that people have criticized Wake, saying, he's been exiled from the NFL. I'm like, for 2 years, this isn't Rex Ryan off the ESPN desk 10 years later saying, you know what, let me try that football thing again. Wink was in college at a high-profile program for 2 years, and before that, he was in the NFL forever. So I think people need to really quiet that noise about Wink being just out of touch and things of that nature. I don't know if I buy that.
No, I never heard of a Michigan coach getting scoffed at before. It's not a huge downstep. They're a fucking A-level team.
Of course.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I cussed again. My bad, Manchild.
No, that's all right. That's okay. Yeah. Manchild's hovering over the dump that now exists in the digital world.
Sorry about that. I missed that.
Yeah.
All right, I'll let you get to the
watching. Be careful.
All right. Cool. Thank you, pal.
Thanks for talking to you. Thanks for the call. Appreciate it. Welcome to our 500 club.
Yeah, no. This is my first time I ever called with you guys.
Awesome.
Manchild, when do you actually do your Syracuse shows? Because I'm a huge guy.
Well, right now, we're not doing any live Syracuse stuff, but I actually, just this morning, right before we started our live show today, I chatted for about 35 minutes with Brent Axe from Syracuse.com. He's one of our Syracuse insiders. Brent and I go back many, many years, all the way into the radio and TV world. So that'll be out this afternoon.
No, actually,
yeah, Paul said he put it out already. Yeah, so
yes,
it's literally out. And we'll have Neil Adler again this Friday. He's joining us every Friday right now, has been the routine. So we're working around his schedule a little bit, but he's been doing every Friday with us.
Yeah, quick explanation for the technology of it for people that want to access these interviews, like the Brett Axe one that just dropped. Go to our YouTube page, The Manchild Show with Boy Green Digital. You see a bunch of tabs on the homepage: home, video, shorts, live, playlist, posts. Go click playlist, and a bunch of playlists will pop up. And the third one from the left says Inside the Orange. View the playlist, and then the Brent Axe interview is at the top of the sheet. It was already posted this morning. And then our full Neil Adler interview from 2 days ago is also available. So, yep, that's as easy as it is. So it's already out, my friend.
Cool. All right. Thanks, guys. Talk to you soon.
You're welcome. Yeah, thanks for calling in.
Yeah,
you lost him. Bring him back a second. He was about to say something.
Whoops. Oh, sorry.
Bring him back.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I mean, you guys might know me. I'm out there. I'm all over. I'm Yeti. But it's Retire Radio.
Yeti, yes. Oh, yes. So thank you.
Yes. Love you guys. You two did that switch thing. I changed to Retire Radio already. But I'm not getting rid of Retire Radio already. That's a great name.
Beautiful. Yeah, it is a great name. Appreciate it. Thanks, pal.
Thanks for calling in. Appreciate it. Appreciate all that stuff. Man,
yes.
Rob, he was on the basketball court defending and playing with a Darnold Foyle. Like, I know a lot of people in our audience have no idea who a Darnold Foyle is. But go look it up. There's been tons of things written about him. He played during a legendary time frame, of college basketball in this greater, central New York world. And he was a guy that, like, the Bud Poliquins, my old partner, they would like travel to go see because he was so remarkable. He was, just a guy that kind of, came from nothing. And he was just an amazing, cool guy. So, and a guy that everybody followed. He's a Patriot League 2-time Player of the Year. So if you know anything about Colgate basketball and Colgate basketball history, who Darnold Foyle is. He's their greatest player ever. I know Colgate has done some wonderful things in recent years. His number 31 has been retired by Colgate. He was a McDonald's All-American in 1994. I mean, he was a guy with a bright future. He never really did much in the pros, but he was a dominant local college player, one of the greatest from this kind of area, that played in this area. So he's a remarkable guy. So when that name comes up, it always rings a bell because people were literally traveling all the way out to Colgate in Hamilton, New York to go see this guy play on a daily basis.
Yeah, well, again, I've seen the handle in which he was referencing our caller, Retire 80 already. He is the guy that's always asking about our Syracuse content. So again, that's the cool thing about this new world. Our playlists, whether it's live, recorded, it doesn't matter. It's all organized for you over there. So yes, Jet fans, Giant fans, Bills fans. We'll have some NFL draft content, I'm sure, coming in the near future. So we'll have a little bit of something for everybody.
Now, on this Giant thing, real quick, can you give me a quickie on our new DC? We're going to break it down with Ed. We're interviewing Ed in a little more than an hour from now. But give me a quickie. Do you have any thoughts? Do you have any initial thoughts or feelings on the guy? That's what
I do. So for those who don't know, he played in the NFL very briefly. He was an undrafted free agent out of Maryland. He played safety. He played for the Redskins in 2004 and then quickly transitioned into the coaching ranks. He started out at high school and then just worked his way back up, went back to his alma mater as a graduate assistant at Maryland. And then he was just in the NFL forever. And how I know him, Darnold Wilson, he's 43 years old, is he coached for my Jets for several years. He joined the team back in 2017 as a DB coach. So he crossed over. Yes, I did. I liked him. He was a Todd Bowles guy initially when he came over. And
he has
then
that style. They said, I was reading that he's got that Todd Bowles kind of pedigree to him. Okay.
Yeah, there's an aggressiveness to him. There's no doubt about it. And then, this doesn't always happen, but sometimes it happens. So Todd Bowles gets fired, and then the new coach comes in and he decides whether to keep someone or get rid of somebody. And Adam Gase came in 2019 and he kept him along and added new responsibilities to his plate. He started out as a DB coach for 2 years with Todd Bowles. Now he then became a passing game coordinator and DB coach with with the Jets for 2 years. And when Robert Saleh came in, he kicked him out. And then has been bouncing around the league. He's been with the Eagles. He's been with the Ravens. And most recently, and I think this is where Giant fans are really going to care about this, his real defensive coordinator experience was with the Titans. So he had never been a DC before, which may scare some people because of the youth. Again, you're swinging for an upside youth shot here.
Low 40s, so he's a youngish guy.
Yeah, 100%. So his only defensive coordinator experience is for the 2 years with the Titans, and now being hired by the Giants to do that as well. So again, doesn't have a ton of experience, but he's been around a lot of smart people. You know, when you go to the Eagles, a winning organization, the Ravens, a winning organization, and he was with the Rams before they were good, unfortunately. He was with the then St. Louis Rams, who were terrible, and the Jets, who weren't great either. But the Eagles and Ravens, he had a lot of success with. So I like Denard Wilson a lot. I think it's a good hire.
Before you go on, let me ask you this real quick. Are you happy for the Giants because they hired Denard Wilson and you think he's a good guy? Are you happy because they didn't hire Jim Leonard, which leaves him available to you? Which is the real reason why you're happy about this hire? Is there a real reason? It's a yes or no question. Yes or no? Which one is
yes. Yes. Yeah, you gave me 2 questions, and it's yes to both of them. Yes,
okay, yes. I'm happy.
Yeah, Denard's, in all seriousness, Denard's a good. Denard's a good guy. He has crossover with Harbaugh. That makes a lot of sense that Harbaugh would bring him over. But again, you're risking it, right? You guys didn't hire Wink. You didn't hire a guy who's been a coordinator for 16 years. You're taking a shot, and you're hoping that, with the rest of the staff that's being put together, if, as all reports say, you guys are going to get Todd Monken has done it forever. So you have a super experienced guy on one side of the ball, and on the other side of the ball, you're taking a shot on somebody. So I like that. And yes, thank you for not hiring Jim Leonard. Appreciate
Harbaugh
it.
Could have turned back to Wink too. Remember, they were partners in Baltimore for a long time. So I mean,
there was the Rex Ryan rumors that Harbaugh was going to bring Rex Ryan to the Giants, which would have been crazy. So
okay, is what it is. Wink did end a little wonky in New York.
Sure, yeah, there was betting against
a power struggle, and Wink was a little. I think Wink's got a little curmudgeonness in him. He's a little curmudgeon-y looking guy to begin with, but he's I think he's just not an easy guy to deal with. But he's a guy that you can leave alone with the defense and you can kind of trust him. But then if you got to get your hands on the defense, is Wink a guy that's going to be easy to work with? That was always my question. Or maybe it was just the partnership between, it was Dable, right? I think it was the early Dable years, right? When he did Wink, right? So, was it the relationship between those two guys and Dable's style versus Wink's style? Was that the rub or not? So
yeah,
I think that might be part of it. Maybe with Harbaugh, they have this long relationship. There's no issues, runs smooth, but I don't know. Wink just, he comes across a little rough around the edges, so to speak. So, but he's a veteran guy,
so.
and he's had great defenses and has produced with great defenses. So you can never sell that short, regardless of how old a guy is. And obviously, really quickly, I know there's some rumors out there about Frank Reich perhaps being somebody that the Jets might bring in some kind of role. Does that excite you, Boy Green? This is a guy with former head coaching experiences. We know him very well here in Central New York because of his ties to the Bills as a player. So, yeah, what are your thoughts about Frank Reich getting involved in this mix?
He also played for the Jets in 1996.
That's right. I forgot that. That's right. He paid to play for the Jets, too.
Which he was teammates with Aaron Glenn during that season. So there's a connective tissue there.
Connections. Okay. So
now
Aaron Glenn does know a few people.
He does. The problem is that was the worst season in Jets history. They were 1-15 in that season. So that's the bad news. The good news is Frank Reich, who was a backup quarterback for the majority of his career, although shout out to Frank Reich, he orchestrated the largest comeback in both NFL history and college football history in his career as a quarterback that stepped in. For those who don't know, that trivia game for the future against the Houston Oilers in the NFL as the Bills backup, and then in college against Miami. The college one no longer stands, unfortunately. A bigger comeback has since happened since his playing days. But Frank Reich has been around forever. He was the Super Bowl champion offensive coordinator for the Eagles in 2017 during Carson Wentz's near MVP season before he got hurt at the end. And then Nick Foles, of course, stepped in. He has the statue of Philadelphia. So I love that. Frank Reich has been around forever. He's forgotten more football than most of us will ever know. He's been a head coach before twice. I like Frank Reich a lot. So if they enter that conversation offensively, that'd be an exciting hire to me.
I think it'd be a nice addition. I agree. Yeah. I mean, it's good to have these minds. I think part of perhaps what we've learned, if we've learned anything about Aaron Glenn in this 1 year as head coach, is that it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to have some experienced minds around him to, help deflect, give advice, be somebody that he can go to when he's deciphering a situation. Because if I'm to come out of year one with any feelings about Glenn other than what the record says, which is not very good, it's that he's just so quick to say things, and then he's constantly walking things back because he doesn't think about what he's going to say before he says it. You have a guy like a Frank Reich in the room, a guy like Wink who's been around the block for a million years in the room. You have, you can bounce those things off before you go out and say them, and
Right.
that could be helpful. So maybe that's, we say that if Glenn's going to make it, okay, and it looks like he's going to get another season to prove that he can or can't make it. If he's going to make it, he has to learn from what he did wrong. Most importantly, we learn most from the mistakes we make, not from the great successes. It's the mistakes. So he has to learn from the mistakes. And maybe Glenn is making a statement here that he needs more mature heads in the room so that he doesn't make the same mistakes, in 2.0 or year 2. So let's hope that that's the case, and that these decisions that he's making are going to be helpful and are going to put the Jets on a better path here, on a right path, because they have all this young talent they're going to get to draft this year. They've got, they can do some things. They have a bright future in terms of what the roster could be. Now, they need the people making the decisions to make good decisions, and they're hoping that Aaron Glenn and whoever he brings along will be those people making those decisions.
Of course. That's what we all hope for.
That's kind of it. All right. Well, look, we've got Ed coming up in a little bit. So I want to thank those that jumped in. We got a couple of calls in today, so that was fantastic. We'll carve out in the future. We'll let you know when we're going to, build in some caller segments into the show so that we can let you interact with us more directly, like Jamie and our boy Yeti did today. So we'll build that into the show now that we are, like I said, I promised at 500 that I would do that. Oh, I guess we're going to squeeze in one more. He got in under the gun before we said goodbye. There's no way I'm not going to let this guy come in and chat with us. After all, he has the coolest set of wheels I've ever seen in my life. And I saw them, in the flesh at that Jets tailgate. It's your pal, Lou B. Lou.
Yes, the B Sprinter. There he is.
Yes.
Lou B, super Jets fan, baby.
Out. He's looking sharp as usual.
Yeah, I've been shoveling all morning. It's been been hectic. So I'm just all about, BG, I'm all about Jim Leonard today. No news right now is good news. Yes. And I appreciate your Giants for not taking
solid,
him.
right? Did you solid.
Yeah, thank you.
The Giants did us a solid. It seems that Jim it seems like the Giants coach just wants to surround himself with people that he trusts.
Yep.
And that's what it looks like. But we are very excited that we haven't heard any news today, because if Jim would have said no already, I think you would have heard Wink's agent leak the news. Wink's agent seems to be leaking news like crazy. So I don't know. There's a chance. I still think there's a chance. I don't believe what everyone says. I think there's a chance.
We can only hope, and that's all we're asking for, Lou B, is just a chance. And again, I just want this to be perfectly clear for the people in the audience. I am going to be absolutely insufferable if the Jets hire Jim Leonard, because so many people
they gave it to you. I heard all these
they
people.
They gave all that crap. I've been tweeted at every day about the only reason Jim Leonard interviewed here was a courtesy to all the people that he's worked with before. So, and they said, there's no way he's going there. I've been called an idiot. They said, Paul, stop wasting your time. You don't know what you're talking about. He would never go there. The Jets are a dumpster fire of an organization. And I just am praying to the football gods, please give me this one, because I am going to rain hellfire on every poor son of a gun out there that threw crap in my direction. I'm going to be absolutely obnoxious.
Yep. I'm getting a lot of that too. I was getting it from Green Bay fans, and then that's out. I was getting it from Cowboy fans.
Yep.
That's out. I was getting it from Giant fans. That's out. So we're the last one to the dance right now. So
only one chair. Only one chair to sit in.
Hey, bar's closing at 2 a.m. How many girls are left?
Well, look, I think this is a good chance for AG to really save himself. To have another year. I think him getting Jim Leonard, it should be really important to him right now. They must be offering this guy everything.
Yep.
Just hear us out. That's all we have to say. And like I said, I'm not a fan of AG, but the second the season starts, I'm with him 100%. My colors. But I think today with the Rams is interesting because if Matt steps down, if he does retire,
sure,
that pick 2 can become pretty valuable to them because Ty Simpson is a quarterback that they're probably going to go after. And the only way that they can guarantee that they get him is pick 2. So I was just thinking, like, I don't like that they have pick 11, right? So if we traded back to their 11, we lose a lot of premium guys because the draft probably ends about 10 on really good guys.
That's just saying. They're saying like the A level, call them the 5 stars, whatever you want. It's a smaller pocket, at least according to draft experts, than it has been in prior years.
But maybe what you could do, Lou B, is we saw the Dolphins have done this before where they had that one trade where they gave up 3 with San Francisco to move to 12 and then move back up to 6. So like there's some, alterations they can make where they can move down the board, trade back up the board, but still have some of the assets from the initial trade down that are left over and you get a good player. So that could be a way to go.
That is what I'm thinking. If they did trade with the Rams, because Ty Simpson could be very, very, very valuable to them.
Sure.
Very. If they did trade with the Rams, we do have enough firepower to come back up. So now if we did get someone at if we could get back up to 6, then we have their 11. And then what they have 2 first rounders this year, correct? The Rams.
Say one more time?
The Rams have 2 first rounders this year.
Yeah, their other one is like in the 20s somewhere. Yep.
That's right.
Okay. So let's take, is it 11? 11, 20. Go back and try to trade back up, get one of these studs. Now you're picking up, and I don't think I'm dreaming with this because I know some Ram fans that are saying that they are looking for Ty Simpson. So I don't think I'm being crazy with this one. So who knows if Matt steps down.
By the way, real quick, the Rams have picked 13th overall, so not 11. It's 13 according to Texton. They have 13 and 29. Those are their 2.
Okay. And we have 33. So 33 and 29 together can get you up a little bit. But hey, look, give us 2 first rounders, and it's something definitely to consider for moving from 2. What do you think, Jim, on that one?
Yeah, I like it. I mean, again, I think this for the Jets right now, this is about collecting assets, and it's about trying to collect A-level talent so that you can build a roster where, regardless of whether it is Aaron Glenn next year, you've got Glenn for this year. Your primary has to be right now, build a roster. And it almost doesn't matter who the coach is. In spite of the coach, you got to build a roster. So you got to trust that they make good decisions in the front office. And that really is the prevailing wind, because then you're going to get, if Glenn fails this year, then you're going to get coaches with pedigree who are going to be interested in coaching this team because there's talent. And where there's talent, coaches want to go places where there's talent so that they can go win. So winning is what keeps you in coaching. Winning is what keeps you in the big seat, in the head coaching seat. And if you get some talent, that's the case. So, yeah, I love the idea of the Jets maneuvering here and trying to get as much.
Oh, they have to maneuver. And one thing that I don't trust I love the GM, but I think they made a big mistake with Brees. I think they made a big mistake with Quincy. They could have got, a 7 for Quincy, let's just say. With Brees, I don't think Brees wants to be here. I mean, he posted about not wanting to be here. He begged pretty much to be traded. He, as good as a player as he is, he definitely is bad for the other players because so it's so funny that Braylon Allen tweeted something about wanting Jim Leonard as his defensive coach, right? That was a mistake. Who did he see do that? His older brother, Brees. Right. Brees is the one that starts that stuff in that locker room. For Braylon Allen, injured, and I love him, but to be home posting about who he wants for the DC is crazy to me. So that's what I mean with the Brees shit that I think is not Garrett doing it and Brees doing it, 2 different things. I think Brees should have got traded for something. And I think now we're sitting here with he doesn't want to be here. And we're basically holding him hostage if he stays. And he'll be tweeting all year. He'll be getting back into that shit. I don't think he's good for the locker room.
Fair enough. We'll see if what happens.
Add 2 more picks.
Trade or just walk away. We could have. We'll see if they can make it happen.
At least. But you guys have a good day. And BG, I am waiting for that for that news. If he doesn't pick up the phone, then it's winked, and that's it, right? And
Okay,
that's
then
who
we
it's
move
going to
forward.
be. Period. And on the OC side, that's
Yes, sir.
only one name that leaked out. There's probably a lot
Right.
more names that they're interviewing. Look what we
Definitely.
thought last time. Oh, they're not doing the job, not interviewing anyone. Meanwhile, they were interviewing a lot of people. We don't know on the OC side. There's going to be more names that come out. But Jim, it's nice seeing you. I hope to see you at the tailgate this
Another
year.
one coming, huh?
Oh, we're going to do it bigger
every
this year.
Oh, yeah, baby.
I love it.
Can't wait. Thanks,
See a
Loopy.
better game this time. That's all I care about. A better game.
Yeah, we'll see if we
I
can.
hate seeing the Cowboys win. That's awful.
That was disgusting.
Ever
So
had.
definitely more to come on that. So thank you to Lou B for calling in. Thank you to everyone who called in. And again, one more shout out to Retire 80 already. Thanks so much for letting me share foil stories. I made the team at Herkimer, but that was my peak. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for calling in, buddy. All right, Lurch, we desperately have to go.
Mookie has joined the party. Too.
Oh, wow. Great.
I don't know if you saw him there trying to lick my face in the middle of that chat with Luke E. But look at Mook still in his cookies and milk pajamas here.
Good PJs.
Apparently he hasn't woken up yet. We'll get him out of his pajamas here. But we got
Good
Ed Valentine
PJs.
coming this afternoon for you guys, folks. So enjoy that interview. We'll be live again on Wednesday in our usual spot at 11. We will see you then. Thanks again. Don't forget to click that subscribe button at MC Show Digital and keep growing our little army as we have now toppled 500. It's 1,000 or bust. That's where we're headed next. So get us there quickly by telling your friends about us, sharing out our videos, and so on and so forth. We'll see you on Wednesday, folks. Take care.